What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Tatted Collector. Now in last Sunday's video I told you I was going to start up a new series of live DVD and Blu-ray hunting. We're going to be looking for out-of-print movies, hard to find movies, movies that are worth money. Keep in mind, not every out-of-print movie is going to be worth a lot, but a lot are. So you ready to go movie hunting? Let's go!
So just came into this thrift store and found Sugar and Spice, which is out of print. Death to Smoochie, also out of print. This one's always out of print. Cujo, early release from Artisan. And version of the Three Musketeers. Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland from Walt Disney. I'm picking up these for sure. Fantastic. Okay folks, I'm at this thrift store and picked up Sugar and Spice. This is out of print. Once again, the Three Musketeers, Cujo, Death to Smoochie. Also picked up Legend of Zelda wristband, pretty cool. And saw this at the counter, Back to the Future Part 2 hoverboard, 1/5 scale replica. This is pretty neat. So I paid $5.62 for all of that. On to the next. Okay, just found two more out of print titles. We've got Good Fences with Whoopi Goldberg and Danny Glover, and Funny Games, Naomi Watts, Tim Roth. Very awesome. On to the next.
Alright folks, we are back in the kitchen and I'm keeping this format exactly the same as the live video game hunting episodes. We're gonna, go out into the wild, find some movies, and then we'll come back to the kitchen in the recap and we'll go over them and I'll show you what to look for and how much they're going for. Alright, so the very first one that we've got here is Cujo. This is an excellent title to pick up on the cheap if you can find it at your local pawn shop or thrift store. I got this today at a thrift store. The DVDs were 3 for $5, and everything under $50 was 50% off. So I picked up 4 movies, 3 of which came out to $2.50, and the other one came out to $1. So it was $4.50 for 4 movies. This particular title, Cujo, sells for around $10 to $12. Anything made by Artisan, their early releases are going to be out of print majority of the time. Not everything made by Artisan is worth money, and you'll see that as we go through some of these movies. Not everything is high dollar, but a lot of it can sell for good money. So automatically I sell that and I make all of my money back plus some of what I spent at that particular location. And the second one we got here is Lake Placid Unrated 2. Lake Placid 2 Unrated. The Lake Placid series are out of print. This goes for around $8 to $9 on eBay. The next one I picked up for $5 with 10% off, so that came out to $4.50. This is just for my own personal collection. I love these movies, and I figured this would be a good way to have all of them, almost all of them, in one bundle. And that is the Saw 5-disc unrated collector set. And take a look on the inside, and there's 5 discs there. Very awesome to find that. So that's just going into my personal stash. Another one that's going into my personal collection, but can fetch a good bit of money, is Friday the 13th Ultimate Edition DVD collection. Now, if you were to find this on Blu-ray, the Blu-ray is out of print, highly sought after, and goes for very good money. This is the DVD collection. There's also another variant of this where it comes with the Jason mask. The Jason mask version can go for around $30 to $40. This one, however, goes for around $20. I picked this up for $7.50 with 10% off. That came out to 75 cents off of that, so around $6.75 plus tax. But this can resell for around $20. One that I was surprised to find out that goes for very good money, and I picked this up for 50 cents. Once again, if it's marked $1, that means it came from Lending Bear, and all of their dollar DVDs are 50 cents. Brannigan, John Wayne, out of print, and goes for around $12 to $15. I was surprised to learn that. One that's just for my collection is Creepshow. I also picked it up for 50 cents, but it can sell for $7 to $8. And it's got Leslie Nielsen in it. It's from the Masters of Terror and the Macabre of George Romero and Stephen King. Anything Stephen King I like to pick up. Stephen King did the screenplay on this movie. But very awesome title to pick up. The next one is out of print, and that is Breeders. However, it does not go for a whole lot, and so it goes for around $7. And I picked that up for 50 cents, so I could still make $1 to $2 off of that if I were to sell it on eBay. Another one that I picked up just for my collection for 50 cents is Christina's House. This sells for around $5, but if you can find it factory sealed, sells for around $11 to $12. One that I was also surprised to learn throughout my DVD out of print journey to find out that it was out of print, and I'm not sure if it's the DVD or the Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure it's the Blu-ray, but that would be Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. This is the DVD version, but I did not have this, and the Ace Ventura series is fantastic. This one, however, can sell for around $6 to $7, and I picked that up for 50 cents. This title is out of print. It sells for around $6 to $9, and that is Good Fences with Whoopi Goldberg and Danny Glover. Found that today, and very awesome pickup. The next one sells for around $7 to $9. It too is out of print, and that is Funny Games. This is a very awesome psychological thriller slash profoundly disturbing movie. And I pulled that right off the cover. Profoundly disturbing. It is disturbing. I've only seen it one time, but it's been years since I've seen it. And I saw that in a thrift store today and had to pick that up. I believe I paid $2 for this, $2 for this one. So these came out to $4.28. Another one that is out of print sells for around $7 to $9. The Snapcase widescreen edition, which this is Death to Smoochie. This is a Robin Williams title. It also has Edward Norton and Danny DeVito in it. Another out of print Walt Disney movie is The Three Musketeers with Charlie Sheen, Kiefer Sutherland, Chris O'Donnell. This sells for around $7 to $9. And it's complete with its insert in very good condition. One that's just for my Blu-ray collection because I love this movie is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And they've got it marked for $2 at Lending Bear, but with my 10% off, I get it for $1.80. But the Bueller edition sells for around $7 to $8. If you see me looking down, I've got some notes here. I looked up all the movies and for what they're selling for. So when you see me looking down, I'm just going over my notes here. Another one for my collection, for my horror collection, is Shark Night. This does not sell for that much. It goes for around $5 to $6 on Blu-ray, but if you can find the 3D version, that sells for around $11 to $12. So if you can find the 3D version in your thrift store or pawn shop for stupid cheap, pick it up and you can make a few bucks off of it. It does sell for around $11 to $12. Now I got this entire bundle here for $3.50 because each one of these is marked at $1 from Lending Bear, which they sell their dollar DVDs for 50 cents. That is the entire Star Wars saga with the bonus material disc. And this entire bundle sells for around $20 on eBay. The Blu-ray versions go for way more. But this sells for $20 on eBay. It just sold today, as a matter of fact, for $20. And I picked it up for $3.50. So I could definitely make some money off of that. Here's one I was very surprised to find out was out of print, highly sought after, and goes for some good money. And that is Sugar and Spice. And I picked this up at the thrift store where they sell their DVDs 3 for $5. Anything under $50 was 50% off today. So I got this for $1. And it sells for $12 to $14. And it sells very well. It is out of print as well. Another one that is out of print, and we got the train in the background. You know, what would a Tatted Collector recap be without the train in the background? But picked up the special edition out of print copy of The Wraith, and this is highly sought after as well. And the special edition can fetch around $10 to $11 off of eBay. I picked this up for $1 plus tax. This is a Charlie Sheen movie. Very interesting. I watched it the other night, and basically it's about this car that's going around racing these other racers in this very remote town, and this car is able to pretty much put itself back together after it gets destroyed. It's supposed to be like a car from outer space. It's a very interesting movie. I remember watching this as a kid, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to pick that up. All right, so the next one that's out of print is Brutal Massacre, a comedy. This goes for around $7 to $9. I picked this up for $1. So not too much profit to be made there. It is an Anchor Bay title. Most of Anchor Bay's material is out of print. Anchor Bay, if you do not know, is a company that printed movies that is no longer in business. However, they did sell the rights off to some of their movies to different companies. But majority of their movies that go for good money are their very early editions, their first prints of DVDs. The Anchor Bay titles would come with this thick cardboard like insert on the inside, and it would have the original movie poster on the inside, and on the back of that would be the scene index. They spent some very meticulous detail in printing those DVDs, and I can appreciate that. All right, next one up on the list is one that I have not heard of, but the cover looked very interesting, and then when I looked it up and saw what it was selling for, made it even more interesting. We have got Containment. I don't know much about this movie. I have not watched this yet. On the back it says, a clever psychological thriller in the tradition of The Shining and Silent Hill. When it said Silent Hill, boom, I'm automatically picking it up. Any movie that is referenced to Silent Hill, that's my favorite video game series of all time. And so I had to pick that up. This sells anywhere between $13 to $15. I'm not sure if this is out of print, but I looked up all the sold listings and it's going for around $13 to $15. Brand new, it's going for even more, for I think around $25. All right, here's one that is not out of print, I don't believe, but it was the very first TV movie that Tom Hanks was ever in, and that was Mazes and Monsters. I picked this up for 50 cents. It sells between $6 to $8. He did make another movie prior to this. I believe this was his second movie, and it happened to be for television. So this was his second movie, but his first television movie. I have not watched it yet. I don't remember if I ever saw this as a kid growing up. This was released several years ago, I think in the 80s. The price tag is covering up some of the information on the back, but to be one of Tom Hanks' early movies, I had to pick it up and give it a shot. Here's another one that is selling for good money if you can find this on the cheap. This is a Lou Diamond Phillips and Lori Petty movie called Route 666 or Route 666. And this is a Lou Diamond Phillips horror movie that goes for around $11 to $15. I've never heard of it. I've never seen it, but it's from Lionsgate Home Entertainment, and I'm going to give that a watch. Definitely. All right. The next one comes from the director of an out-of-print movie. That out-of-print movie is called Kids. You can find that. That is a highly sought-after out-of-print movie and can sell for good money. But this is from the same director of that movie. And it's got stars such as Brad Renfro, Bijou Phillips, Leo Fitzpatrick, some that I haven't heard of. But it looked very interesting, and because the director from Kids made this, I had to pick it up. Kids is a phenomenal movie. This sells anywhere between $7 to $9, and that is bully. I picked that up for 50 cents. All right, another out-of-print title. This is a Val Kilmer movie. It is highly sought after. It sells for very well all the time for around $9 to $12. and that is Real Genius. I picked this up for 50 cents as well. Now, one thing that I'm going to say, when I'm looking these titles up, I look for the titles that have actual pictures of the product that you're looking for. A lot of DVD listings on eBay just use the stock photo. Well, how would you feel picking up a video game that just gives you the stock photo? I wouldn't purchase it. I don't trust listings that have just stock photos because they could be selling you disc only. They could be selling you a burnt disc. And I want to see the actual physical product of the item that I'm going to be purchasing. So when I'm looking up these movies, I'm going by listings that have actual photos of the product that show you the inside and the out and show you the condition of the disc just as you would if you were to look up a video game. So if it's a stock photo, I just completely ignore it. All right, on to the Blu-rays. This was completely mispriced at Lending Bear. They had this listed for $1. They sell their Blu-rays for $2. And because it had a $1 price on it, I actually got it for 50 cents, and that is the RoboCop Trilogy Collection. This goes for around $12 to $14, and I picked it up for 50 cents at Lending Bear. Another movie that I'm not sure if it's out of print, but I know that a lot of his movies do go out of print. And I've seen this movie in a few other out of print DVD videos on YouTube. That is Scenes from a Mall. Most of Woody Allen's films go out of print, and I'm not sure if any of his movies go for a lot of money, but because it is Woody Allen, because it is Blu-ray, and because I have seen it before, I went ahead and picked it up. And this right now is selling anywhere between $5 to $8. Another Anchor Bay title that I picked up that does not go for much money is Piranha Double D, but it is a horror movie, and I'm collecting horror on Blu-ray. It sells for around $6. I picked it up for $1.80. And the final movie that I picked up, and none of these were in any particular order, is King Kong. King Kong sells for around $7 to $9 on Blu-ray. I picked it up for $1.80. Alright folks, I hope that you have enjoyed this content. I hope you've enjoyed the very first episode of live DVD and Blu-ray hunting. We're looking for out-of-print movies. We're looking for some really good deals, some movies that sell for very good money. And folks, if you've enjoyed the content, go ahead and leave that thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the little bell icon next to it. When you do, you're going to receive a notification every single time I upload new content. All right, folks, I hope you've had a fantastic week. I know I have. I'm Tatted Collector, and have a good one.